Namaste. My name is Paramakaruna Devi, and this is the channel of the Jagannathavallabhavedic Research Center. In this episode, we continue the discussion with questions and answers regarding the who is the guru, what is the diksha, and how the knowledge is transmitted and acquired. Thank you. Jai Jagannath. Okay, we are talking about yoga. So the purpose of yoga is to unite. The word yoga means to connect, to unite. This function happens on two levels. Through yoga, the individual self can unite to the Supreme Self. The Atman is united to the Paramatman and to the Brahman. And on the lower level, yoga unites the conscious mind and the subconscious and controls the senses and the mind. And the body, the pranas and the body. So this union, this control is the purpose of yoga. Is it clear?
Excuse me, Mataji.
Tell me.
Like yoga, bhakti is also coming under yoga.
Exactly.
And all the like Ashtanga yoga or Jnana yoga or Dhyana yoga or Karma yoga, all are coming under yoga only. So
yes.
My confusion is like through yoga we can realize Brahman. But
yes.
like in Bhagavata Purana it is said like Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti. So
yes.
Among the yoga system also, like different yoga system are meant to reach at like ultimately to Bhagavan or to Brahman, then Paramatma or Bhagavan, like
It is okay.
Tells, like
okay, then now I'm going to open another document. I'll show you. This is one article I wrote some time ago that I posted on Facebook when I was still on Facebook. So I'm going to show you this. Let me see. It's again the share screen, and it is the real purpose of yoga. Now, there are you heard about Yama and Niyama?
Yes.
Okay.
These are 8 stages of Ashtanga yoga.
Yes, not many people teach that.
Yeah.
Even among the yoga teachers, only a small number of yoga teachers actually speak about Yama and
Asana, pranayama. Only they are
Niyama.
focusing
They
on
only go to Asana and Pranayama.
Yes.
They are not interested in Yama Niyama, what to speak of Dhyana or Samadhi. So, but Yama and Niyama are the first two steps. So we have we have the list here. We have Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Saucha, Santosha, Tapas, Svadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana. Now, without Svadhyaya, which is Jnana Yoga, and without Ishvara Pranidhana, which is Bhakti Yoga, you cannot practice Ashtanga Yoga correctly. Because if you don't have Ishvara Pranidhana, you're not even following the Yama Niyama. So your yoga is just a, some physical exercise, which is not bad. It's not bad. But still, you understand?
Yeah, but it is never like some yoga system is superior or some yoga system is inferior.
No, they're all one.
Yeah.
They're all approaches to yoga.
Yeah.
Like karma yoga, you mostly focus on seva. But still, karma yoga, you also have to follow all the yama and niyama.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to, otherwise you're not following any yoga. These yama and niyama requirements apply to all forms of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And when we speak about different forms of yoga, we have, after yama niyama, we have asana. Asana doesn't mean that you have to do some particular positions. It just means you have to control the body. You have to sit. So when we speak about the upside down asana, it's not exactly an asana in the sense that you cannot actually do hours of meditation sitting like that. It's not sitting. So the main asanas are the positions in which you sit and meditate. The purpose of the asana is to be able to control the body so you can meditate. Pranayama, the same. Pranayama is the first step in controlling the mind, because controlling the breathing and the energy in the body will allow you to control the mind. Makes it easier to control the mind. Because the breathing is the bridge between the body and the mind.
Yeah.
You have this experience.
Yeah.
If you want to calm yourself down, you have to breathe slowly, deliberately, slowly. If you want to, energize yourself, you breathe more quickly. So the pranayama is to control the energy in the body and in a subtle body as well, in the pranamaya kosha. The yoga shastra explain that there are different koshas or layers of the subtle body, of our bodies. We have the annamaya kosha, is the physical gross body that is made of the food we eat. This is why it's called annamaya. Then we have the pranamaya kosha, which is a body of energy. And all the meridians, all the nadis, all the chakras, they're in the pranamaya kosha, they're not in the gross body. Of course, all these bodies are concentrical. It means that they superimpose to each other. It's like an onion.
Yeah.
Okay, so each layer contains the other. Each layer is interacting with the other. So the pranamaya kosha is the less subtle of the subtle bodies. Then we have the manamaya kosha, that is the body made of mind. which is more subtle than the prana. This is why after the pranayama, and then we go for to control. First, we control the energy circulation through the breathing and conscious direction of the prana. Then we go to the pratyahara, by which we control the senses. We withdraw the senses. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is explaining, like the tortoise, remember, withdraws the limbs inside the shell. Then we have the dharana. Only when you have controlled your body, your senses, and your energy and your senses, then you can control the mind. And you practice the controlling of the mind through dharana. Means keeping the attention of the mind, focusing the mind on one subject only, on one object only. Okay. Now, in Bhakti Yoga, Yama and Niyama, you have to follow the principles. You have to follow the sadachara. Even in Tantra, you have. Tantra and Yoga are in the same category. You have to follow the rules. There are rules for each particular sadhana. You have to follow Yama and Niyama. Then, if you want to do Bhakti Yoga, you have to sit and chant the mantra in the asana. You need to control your body. You need to control your senses. You need to control your breathing, because this is how you can chant the mantra. Now, Bhakti Yoga is very closely connected to Tantra. Tantra is a worship of the deity and the direct connection through our own self. We can call it bhakti, because in fact Tantra is required for the bhakti. All the bija mantras, all these mantras are from Tantra. Tantras, agamas is the same. We have Vaishnava Tantra, we have Shaiva Tantra, Shakti Tantra, but each Tantra has a section with the mantras. Mantras, yantras, and avigrahas. Are you following?
Yeah. One thing like this Narada Pancharatra is coming on Tantra.
Yes, all the bija mantras are from the tantras. Especially there is one text that's called Sharda Tilak.
Yeah. And these agamas are specifically meant for Saivism.
No, well, okay. Let's keep it because sometimes they're also called Vaishnava agamas.
Yeah, Vaishnava.
So we should not get into this distinction so much. Just let's call them Tantra, but we have to be careful not to get confused by the idea of that materialistic people have about Tantra.
Yeah.
We are talking about the real Tantra, the genuine, original Tantra. So, in Bhakti, you need the asana, you need the pranayama, and you need the pratyahara. You do that through the chanting of the mantras and the puja. The ritual worship within the Bhakti, the Yoga, and the Tantra is not the ritual worship of the Purva Mimamsa. Because you don't need to call the various devas. It's devotional practice, devotional sadhana that wants to develop your personal transcendental relationship with your Ishtadeva. It's not a ritual worship. We call it puja because it's puja. It's not the karma niti. It's different. But the purpose is the same, because through the karma niti, you're worshipping the different limbs of your Ishtadeva. Are you following?
Yes.
Good.
Basically, what I understood, like we can follow any of the yoga system, but
Yes.
these 8 aspects of Ashtanga yoga are applicable to all the yoga systems.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Which is described badly by some spiritualists, like they discriminate between
Exactly. That's the same wrong, faulty mentality by which they discriminate between the different sampradayas.
Yeah.
The Vedic, the original Hindu Vedic system is not sectarian.
Yeah.
You have to reconcile all the darshanas, all the perspectives, all the approaches, so that you have to realize the one subs, the ekam, sat, tat. You understand?
Yes.
That's why the Bhagavata Purana said that the tattva is one, but it is called Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, depending, but it is one substance, it's one tattva.
Yeah. Even see, now only I understood. Even we are saying superficially like Buddhism is Nastic, but even they are following the 8 aspects of the Ashtanga yoga.
But this is, yes, okay. Let's not get into Buddhism here, because we are going a little bit. But this is why Buddhism is one of the 6 of the extra 2 darshanas.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's go step by step.
Step by step. Yeah.
Okay, the important thing is to understand the purpose of yoga. That yoga is one, and Gita, as I said, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is calling yoga, each chapter is called yoga. So all the approaches offered by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, they are all aspects of yoga. There are, we cannot say there are different yogas. Yoga is one. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
So, in all types of yoga, in all forms of approach of yoga, we can find these 8 angas, ashta angas. Okay, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. This is the purpose of yoga. The purpose of yoga is samadhi. If you read the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, it starts with a chapter about samadhi, because samadhi is the purpose of yoga. So, in the Yama Niyama, you have seen that the last the last 2 prescriptions of Niyama are Svadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhana. So, Svadhyaya means you have to study yourself directly, which has 2 meanings, both studying your actual self through observation. You have to meditate on the self, on the Atman. And the other meaning is that you have to study the Shastras yourself directly, without depending on second-hand teachings. Okay, so these are the 2 meanings of Svadhyaya. And then Ishvara Pranidhana is so clear. You find in the first chapter of the Yoga Sutra. Yoga Sutras, Patanjali is writing that he's describing this, that the yoga is the cessation of the movements of the mind, and then you do this, and then you do that, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, he writes, Ishvara Pranidhanava. means that you don't need to do anything else if you just dedicate yourself to Ishvara. How you call this? This is bhakti. This is bhakti. But how can you actually say that your bhakti is genuine if you are not following these points, these angas? If you're not following any yama or niyama at any level, you are not practicing bhakti. If you are not following asana in the sense that you're not sitting for sadhana every day regularly, you're not practicing bhakti. If you're not controlling your energy through the pranayama, through the chanting, and in all the whatever equivalent of the pranayama exercises you have in bhakti, then you're not practicing bhakti. Pratyahara, if you're not withdrawing your focus, your consciousness from the outside to the inside, you're not practicing bhakti. If you're not meditating, concentrating the mind, and thinking about God, in fact, Ishvara, you're not practicing bhakti. And if you don't, the real bhakti is a constant absorption. So we have in Bhagavad Gita that verse that's saying, Brahma bhuta prasannatmana sochati na kankshati. Samak sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. It means that one can actually labhate, attain bhakti, only after you attain the Brahma bhuta, the realization of Brahman. Some people think that you need to choose whether to worship Bhagavan or to worship Brahman. Because if you focus on Brahman, you are a Mayavadi, you're against Bhagavan. Well, this is not the case. Krishna in Gita is saying that it is more difficult to only focus on Brahman. Because, especially when you have a body, you need to focus on something that you can see, that you can visualize. But that doesn't mean that if you meditate on Brahman, or if you have the Brahman realization, you go to hell. Now, some people within the bhakti area, they think they're bhakti. They quote, I think Rupa Goswami was mentioning Kaivalya Narakayati. But that doesn't mean what they think it means. It's not that the people who meditate on Brahman go to hell. It means that compared to Bhagavan, to the direct service of Bhagavan in Bhakti Yoga, just meditating on Brahman is not taking you anywhere. You suffer actually. Because as long as you have a body, you have to work. If you sit somewhere and pretend you're meditating on Brahman, but you still have to eat. You're still, otherwise you sleep and you're just like a plant. What's the benefit? You are here in this material world, and all the avatars are coming in this material world to do, to perform, to carry on a mission. We are in this material world. We should, serve the mission of Bhagavan. That's the best yoga. That's the best union with God. We are uniting in God's mission. We are serving Bhagavan. Compared to the service of Bhagavan, just mere dry meditation on Brahman is you know, it's like hell. But it's not that you go to hell if you worship Brahman. That's a different thing. You follow?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
I have one question, Maya.
please.
So here you said that bhakti involves this automatically, as in you do yam niyam and all. But what about siddhas, those who have already attained the state like gopis we say, or
Yeah, of course. This is the samadhi level.
but they are not doing any yam niyam, right? Still they are.
No, but okay. These are, it is called yoga rudha, means the ladder, the staircase of yoga. You don't have to practice all the 8 parts at the same time. Okay, let's make an example. You go to school and you have 8 different standards, 8 classes in your school. And you have a text on mathematics for each class, each standard you go to study. Okay, there are 8 different books, right? But they say the same things. They talk about mathematics. It's not that when you are on your 8th year in the school, you need to read the first standard book of mathematics, because you already know. You remember the multiplication tables. You don't have to go and read them again. You don't have to practice the multiplication table because it comes naturally to you. You understand?
Yeah.
So in the same way, yama and niyama are very crucial in the beginning. When you start climbing up the stairs. Because if you don't practice them, if you don't absorb them, if you don't interiorize them, you cannot proceed to the next stage. It's that is why I wrote in definition of asana is a control of the body. The gopis and the siddhas control their body to a level that we cannot even imagine. This yoga siddhis, the yogi can materialize and dematerialize their bodies. This goes under the category of asana. But it's not that they have to sit in the same position for a number of hours or do this, the Surya Namaskar and this and that. They want, they can do. But they don't need to. You understand?
Yeah, clear.
This answers your question.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So any other question?
So, one thing here, like when we started with yoga, we found that eventually bhakti and jnana are also part of yoga, but okay, some importance is given to one practice more than the other in different yogas, but all are parts of yoga.
Exactly.
But when we see about this, usually what we call Ashtanga yoga is different kriyas and all those people are teaching, as you said, they don't follow yam niyam. What category that fits into? What that is called? Is it kriya yoga or which yoga is that?
It's Kali Yuga yoga.
No, as in the genuine, which I think for which
It's
Patanjali
genuine in the sense that, if it's done properly with the proper knowledge, the proper attitude, the proper, technique, it is good for you. But this idea that yoga is only physical was created in the colonial period. You remember the guru of Iyengar, K.S. Iyengar is a big guy in this physical yoga. In fact, you go in the dictionary, there is an entry about Iyengar yoga. So people give the names of yoga to whatever they want. Okay, I mean, the Iyengar yoga is basically a physical practice, fitness practice. And this has been taken up by lots of people, not only in India, but especially in the West. And there are some extremes in this. So they have the Hatha yoga, which you just laugh. Okay, laughing is good for for you, for your immune system. You relax, it's good for your health, but you call it yoga. Okay. They have this nidra yoga. They think that they go to sleep and they call it nidra yoga. Okay. I mean, sleeping is good because you relax and you feel better and refreshed when you wake up. And that's not real yoga. Even they invented the doga, which is the yoga for the dogs. Come on. But we want to go for the actual original, genuine thing. And for that, we need Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhana. Because these are important.
So what is this genuine yoga called in ancient times when we have Gyan yoga, Bhakti yoga? What is this when
you read the Gita, you see that Krishna applies the definition of yoga to everything that has to do with the attainment of the true potential of the self.
So there is nothing
yoga is a big umbrella. Yoga is anything that follows these 8 principles.
Okay.
Any practice, any sadhana that has been handed down from the teacher to the student, and then we come to the point of sampradaya. And that follows the Shastra. We have this comparison, measurement standards that are Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, Paramatma. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, Paramatma. You have to get the knowledge from a guru, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita very clearly, you have to approach a guru. Who is a guru? The guru is, according to another very, very nice booklet written by Adi Shankara. I don't know if you heard about it. Is Prashnottara Ratnamalika.
Yes, ma. I've read the last section of it.
Okay. Yes. I have published the translation and commentary to the Prashnottara Ratnamalika as well. And the first, in the beginning of the Prashnottara Ratnamalika text, the question is, who is Guru? Right? So, and the answer is, Guru is someone who has attained the purpose, the perfection in what he teaches, and is only interested in the benefit of the student, of the disciple, of the Sishya. So a guru is not someone who is interested in the benefit of his sampradaya, mata organization or whatever. It's not even someone who's interested in the benefit of God. It's someone who's interested in the benefit of the disciple. And is someone who knows what he's teaching because he is doing it. This is why if you go to a mainstream academic, institution, university or whatever, to learn about Hinduism from Christians or Muslims, you're not learning anything. Because the guru has to practice what he preaches. He has to have attained the realization. Like, for example, in Europe, there are many followers of one colonial time philosopher. His name is French guy. His name is René Guénon. And he's very popular among all these far-right so-called, Aryan enthusiasts, because there is a lot of confusion in the West about what is the meaning of Aryan. So René Guénon was writing a lot about, the Vedic knowledge and Hinduism and Aryanism and whatever, but how qualified he was for being a guru is demonstrated by the fact that towards the end of his life, he officially converted to Islam. It's like someone who has been teaching all his life about vegetarianism and then, gets up and opens a butcher shop. What did you understand? What's your understanding? What's your realization? You understand? So the system is Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, Paramatma. Guru, then we have Sadhu, because we have to study also the example of all the other people who are, practicing the same, traveling on the same journey. And, we can get a lot of support, a lot of good advice, a lot of comparison. We compare our experience with their experience. But sadhu is important. Which is why sadhu sangha is one of the main, factors in bhakti yoga, according to, the Bhakti Shastra. Then we have the Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra. Shastra, if you're not studying the Shastra, you're not going anywhere. You want to study the Yoga Shastra? Okay. But study the Yoga Shastra. Don't read the novels of people who say that Shiva Mahadev was a human being, that people started to think that he was God because he did a lot of wonderful things. It is not Shastra. We need to go and read the Shastra. And Paramatma is your conscience, your natural knowledge, your natural contact with God, Antaryami, who is living inside your soul. And we call it conscience because it's a natural understanding of things, So these 4 principles should be there. Okay, so this is about yoga. Any other question about yoga?